No. You would need someone far more skilled than I. There's not enough link. There's not enough material. I've sensed him. And I recognize his aura, but I have nothing in my possession that would allow me to actually track him. You would need someone far more gifted than I. Well, it is possible we may know someone. I don't know what the fee would be, what that would go for. You can front the 50,000, and at least I can't speak for everyone else involved, will pursue what scant information we have to attempt to find this Jaguar shapeshifter, to attempt to find Karina. But as a warning, this may not work.
We're not even sure Karina is still in LA. Or even in the country.
Yeah, there's one thing. I mean, I don't know how much Conrad knows, but also I don't know how much Coyote knows about this. How much does the rest of the group know about the whatever drug Karina took to make her forget, to wipe her memory? That might be something to tell Kohler. If Coyote knows, he'll bring it up. I just don't remember if he paid attention.
The only person who would know about that, I think, barring a roll from Twitch or Vice, would be me. Because
Vice wasn't there as well.
That's right. In that case, Vice wouldn't know. It would be me, True Sayer.
You did say it out loud.
Yeah, I did say it out loud.
You did say it out loud, so you do all know that she took it except for Vice.
All right. Then Coyote will actually mention that. He'll say, oh, one thing that might be of interest. We don't even know why Karina was taken, why people wanted her. We do know that when we finally tracked her down, she had taken a drug to wipe her memory. So
we actually do know. We found that out whenever we delivered her to the Mr. Johnson proper. There was interest in the formula that she possessed. And she first ended up in the possession of Abel, who apparently had absconded with this formula that was contained within her cyber hand, and then give her Lace, which acts as a memory wipe. It starts from the point at which you take it and operates backwards, so that she could not remember her moments after being taken capture. So she couldn't remember anything that would allow her to point the finger at what had been done to her while she'd been captured.
Yeah, I mean, she had a false tooth or something, or maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I misremember. I thought she took it somehow.
That would make sense.
But I had forgotten all the supposition about the actual drug. I forgot how much of that we actually knew in character.
You, well, Truth there knows a fair bit about the drug, now.
Yes, now. She dosed herself with as an emergency precaution to hide it if she was taken. I'm not sure whether she would have had the opportunity to actually hide it, though. Whenever we found her, she had been discarded behind rather large stack of refuse in a warehouse down in the toxic zone. That was where we had traced her comlink. After we had given her to the shapeshifter, he had left her. I had figured at the time because he had gotten the formula. But if she had somehow managed to find a narrow window of opportunity in which to somehow remove it from her hand and hide it somewhere, and then take the lace...
Go ahead and give me a memory roll.
Okay. 10 dice for me.
This is one of those times where I did not expect you to be able to find this direction, but it certainly works. You'll certainly remember, when Twitch went in and talked to her, she was responsive, she was talking, you couldn't hear what she said because she was gagged, but she was talking. Then Twitch untied her, and then pulled her out, and she was unresponsive. Basically the exact same thing that happened to you almost immediately after you took the drug.
I remembered that happening at the time whenever you mentioned that. Which means that she herself didn't take the drug until after Twitch had found her and pushed her through those crates so that she could squeeze through to get to our side. Mother...
This is all news to Vice.
Son of a bitch. It has been so long. We'd have to hope that it was still there. But if no one else thought to search through that refuse... Fuck. Alright. We're gonna have to act on this immediately.
Whatever you want. You're the Johnson. I know.
Yeah. All right, we'll get a hold of you. Vice, we have some things to do. Coyote, let's go ahead and pack up on out of here. Rolling out.
I think we can assume that Twitch is just going to roll out to maybe back to her place to start working on finding a new one. Just hand wave that away.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and fill him in on what happens. It's actually fitting because what happens to Twitch may have separated her from the rest of the group anyways, assuming she does certain things.
All right, here's what we're doing. I mean, obviously we're going to help Coyote pack up the drones. Do you have the Everglades truck here? Is that what you use to shuttle all these things here? Crypto?
No, we use the SUV.
Okay, well that'll be fine too. We're going to need to go back to your shop anyway, though, to get the Everglades. He's just flailing away, hoping we pay attention while we're making plans.
Pay attention to me.
Yep. Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna. I don't even want to discuss this until we're actually all packed up and we're roaring together as a convoy to Coyote's shop. So it'll take us some time. I'll erase the ward. We'll even throw down a a sterilize because I want to try to erase the inevitable DNA evidence of taco consumption that we've undoubtedly left behind. See, that's a force 5 sterilize. I'll be casting for 3 hits. 5 divided by 2 plus 2 is 4. A drain resistance test. That's going to be 1 point of stun damage. What this essentially does is it inflicts a 3 -3 dice pool modifier to any skill test made to collect and used sterilized biomaterial.
Did you
Don't
roll
bother
that?
adding that stun damage. That'll heal certainly by the time you're back.
Right. I figured that.
I did actually see you roll it, so I don't...
I rolled it to the GM. I still had my roll set to that. He saw it, which is
I
good.
just wanted to know if I was crashing.
Yeah, that's good to know. I forgot to change it to everyone. So once we're all packed up, we have all the drones and the rover, and we're roaring out. Trusayer's gonna say, "We need to go back to the damn warehouse. It's entirely possible now, and we didn't think to check about it for the time, in part due to how harried we were, that Karina, by all accounts from what Twitch said, was fully responsive before Twitch freed her and pushed her through the refuse, which would have given her enough time to be completely invisible to crush down on the tooth holding the lace after she had removed the vial from her hand and discarded in the refuse, for it to be retrieved or just forgotten about at another time. And if it had been...
Are you in the SUV with Coyote?
No, I'm riding on my awesome vehicle. We're having a Matrix conversation here.
Oh, that's fine. If for some reason you were in the SUV, I would have turned on the ECM jammer, but I guess not. We'll be talking out on the way.
Stretcher road here between San Bernardino and your shop, which we need the hover truck, unless we're going to take a Sea-Doo, and I'd rather not. So, in that case, Vice, you weren't there at the time. When we made the run, what essentially happened was we managed to track her down by paying off 8 and paying her a fee of 4,500 Nuyen. This Karina had an embedded comlink in her head. We found her location. We found her. She had been alert before Twitch had untied her and pushed her over all of the garbage, and I didn't even connect at the time. It's only sort of now, especially after I think of the fact that I took the drug myself to observe its effects, of how the fact it would have kicked in immediately, which means that the damn shapeshifter didn't give her the drug. She dosed herself after she got rid of the vial, which means the Jaguar never got the damn vial, which means not only can we find the girl, but we might be able to score some money based on the fact that we found the vial. Now Trusayer's excited after like days of doing nothing.
Well, that also does explain why the Jaguar ran. He failed. Horribly.
Yeah, and Coyote's eyes, they are now dollar signs. I'm just saying.
Wait. Obviously, the shapeshifter had been charged or whatever with this mission, and in failing to do so, he may have evoked the ire of this woman whose name I put down in my notes, but I can't pronounce because I don't know how to pronounce any Aslan name.
Just call her Cuddles. They love it when you do that.
Call her Z. No, we already have a Z on the game.
We'll just call her by her last name, Isa.
So, in that case, unless we're stopped, Sean, what I think we're all going to do is we're all heading to Coyote's shop. Vice might take long enough to relocate his mom back to his home and sort of like remove that sheet of electronic paper and tell her that things should be fine, while Coyote and Trusayer get everything set up within an Everglades. And then the plan is going to be to ride all the way back down there to that toxic warehouse that we were pinpointed at, where Corina Colère was located. And hopefully in all the confusion and shit, the rabbit and his minions had all the time in the world to scour that warehouse too. Hopefully that damn vial is still innocently sitting there within all that refuse.
Do we even have? Do we even still have? Oh, this is my comm link.
So yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you do.
Apparently, Conrad is still is linked into you, man. If you left the microphone on this entire time.
Is the microphone on? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna feel really, really dumb and silly.
Give me a... Hold on, let me get...
God damn it! Even because I'm rolling it, it's true.
But I'll just say now that you can delete it if you want. Coyote's been recording it with his...
I'll assume that you succeed the roll because I don't want to bother with and it's just funnier if you succeed the roll anyways. So, yeah, it's on. You turn it off and it turns back on.
Son of a bitch.
What is advice? You've run into a snag?
Mr. Kohler has turned on my microphone for my comm link and I can't turn it off.
Does that make anyone else think check their comm link?
Yeah, Coyote will check his, which is in his brain. He'll check it.
Same thing. Well, not really, but it'll be your whatever displays audio to your whatever picks up your mouth sounds. You know what I mean, even if I don't.
Maybe. Does Coyote have any idea why this would be the case? Because this seems kind of like something he would notice before this point.
A very, very well done virus.
Because everything he doesn't know goes into containment of some sort.
Are you asking that of Kohler because you don't know?
I'm asking that of the GM because I don't know that Coyote would have put anything on that comm link because he uses like a business comm link for everything else, really. Unless it's just talking to these folks. If they infected him, oh my gosh, he's pissed.
That's probably the way it happened.
Where is your fly spy?
Right now my fly spy is in my pocket, probably.
Reconnected to your comm link. Right?
Yeah, it would have had to be. God damn it.
Yeah, that's why I make a little bit of a deal with that. And if you'll ask Kohler, and just because, because I'm telling you, I'll assume that you do at some point, or if not, he'll tell you. He'll say that he nabbed the fly spy. And then apologize.
How did you even see it? I mean, Coyote will actually say that with a little bit of respect, because it's like, that thing's freaking small, and it was the middle of the night. Or almost close.
I was already listening in. They intercepted traffic with your friend Twitch up on the her building.
Well, now that we know all of our comm links are compromised, back to the mission?
Also, all of that's through text again.
Coyote turns on his ECM jammer. He's no longer talking to you people till we get back to the garage. Just saying.
Oh Well, before you do that, Vice is going to say he's going to go get his mom and then meet you back there.
A very well-designed virus that's so well-designed that it broke through all of our firewalls with well, apparently just your 2 firewalls. And I guess Twitch's as well.
is not compromised.
Yeah. Trusair would just kind of like look at it enough to go like, well, apparently if Coyote is complaining about it, and you just like look and go, no, again. Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, I mean, my comlink only has a firewall of 2,
Yeah.
so it's not that hard to get through it.
I mean, what's your firewall at? Or, I mean, I figured that at the very least, Coyote would have some sort of, like, fucking ICE agents, and maybe they just all failed.
It's entirely possible.
If they actually took the fly spy, and he, thought nothing of it, the direct connection there might have done that, too.
I'm thinking that's what it did. It just bypassed everything. That's my assumption.
Yeah, because they grabbed the fly spy out of the air and you had all your codes tied to it, it was just sort of, hey, I can do anything I want with this now. Installed the virus, sent it back along its path. It wasn't noticed.
One thing now that not that it makes a difference in this case, but Coyote would not have the same, he would not set it up to be the same password for his stuff as for other people. He would have a sudo command that he would make for a sudo, as in like C++, sudo command which let other people use the command line as if it were him, but it would not have all the same data, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I understand that, but the way it works is that wouldn't allow him admin access. It would, if it's a slave to his comlink, it's a direct connection, and it has to go both ways, which means it has to be able to affect yours readily too.
Yeah, I'll just go with it. It doesn't matter. It's something that Coyote will rectify. But yeah, it would be the reason why you can protect your items, like your gun and shit, by and prevent them from being hacked into for the whole slaving process or even like a skin link process. But if it somehow does get compromised, like being taken and captured, then that's when things can go off the rails. Oh yeah, I'm just going to say that it was a virus that bypassed all of that because it makes sense to me. Because given who they work for, who their family is, I think it's conceivable.
Also, you have any knowledges? Let me see if there's any knowledges related to that, because now that you've actually looked for it.
Characters don't.
Go ahead and give me just a software roll. Nine dice from what it looks like.
Yeah, I was double checking. Party. I got one hit.
Well, that's enough to tell you that it's like no virus you've ever seen. Like, literally no virus you've ever seen.
You might want to keep a copy of that virus. That's fair.
Let me just sell my comm link. Sell my comm link on the black market.
All attempts for you to isolate it, isolate it to copy it, fail. Even if you get it copied, it immediately self-erases. Like, even if you put it into solid state storage and then remove that storage from any power so it should, just stay exactly as it is, it still erases itself.
Yeah, can it be scrubbed out? I mean, does Coyote believe that he can scrub the virus from the system, like by reformatting and reinstalling everything? If possible?
You can try to scrub it if you want. Conrad will say, I'm gonna do it again. It's sort of, please don't. I gave you I gave you that there's a virus. I mean, I'm just listening.
Your channel.
Oh, hello, Aaron.
Come back, Aaron.
Hello?
We're on a mission.
Is your thing not a thing now?
Yeah, no, the thing is unthinged.
Well, while you guys give him the lowdown, I'm going to take a quick AFK. I'll be right back.
All right, Aaron. So check this.
So what's happened in the 45 minutes since I left?
For one, your comlink was compromised.
You can blame it on Coyote and his drone.
The shitty comlink I've been using, right?
Yeah, the comlink that you've been using. Yeah, the comlink.
Whichever comlink you installed the drone on, you slaved the drone to, has been compromised.
Wait. How was mine compromised? Wait, it's too easy. They just compromised it regularly.
Yeah, yours was just easy. It's just, if you ask Conrad about it, he'll just tell you again through text. She was just sitting there. I mean, it was just literally just sitting there. I had to do it. It's like it was calling for me.
Well, I'll give you a scoop of what happened, Aaron. We delivered the get fucked referendum, and Conrad began responding to us in text with ever increasing measures of desperation. And so we started talking to each other about it in character out loud. And then Conrad started responding to what we were saying out loud in text on Vice's comlink. As it turns out, he apparently had a directional microphone of sorts, which baffled us. We spent some time arguing about it in character. Tertiary's blaming, a Coyote, the fuck, why didn't you see shit? Tertiary sort of writes it off well, maybe Vice left his comlink microphone on. And so we pack up, we leave. I'll get to the other meat shit. I guess I can cover that now, before I even explain that. Conrad conveys his desperation to us. He ups to 20,000 to 50,000 and then 60,000. It's the absolute maximum he has. He actually conveys the fact that he didn't want to threaten or be intimidating at all. It was that his family, particularly his uncle, was just being overbearing in the process. He didn't want to threaten us. Obviously, there's some personal motive back there, too, given the fact that we did, knock out their entire family and take someone who mattered to them, which is perfectly excusable. It's understandable that they would obviously be upset in that. But essentially, it ends up becoming a job here where Conrad sort of offers the 60,000. We go into all sorts of debate and shit like, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel? We're scraping the bottom of the barrel. In the process, we figure out what I assume to be true. The only reason the dwarves got to Vice was because they followed the little food chain of the elf that Vice punched. She had an associate who handled the footage of deletion and who apparently had Vice's location as well. And so that's why everything has been going through Vice. Now, we go through a whole bunch of back and forth. They don't know the shapeshifter. We talk about the shapeshifter. We're apparently fronted 50,000 new yen. Coyote's like, oh, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit at all. Conrad's like, what about your family? Coyote's like, I will shoot all my family. All sorts of haranguing. And then it's just some sort of crazy information dump of what the hell. We just randomly mention things off the top of our heads. Crypson has this great thing where he mentions the drug that was taken, and then we have an epiphany. Okay, so I'll set the stage for you here. Continue to do so. Whenever Twitch, this was all the way back in chapter to. Whenever Twitch sifted through all of that garbage and refuse in the Toxic Zone warehouse, where the comlink, where her comlink was located to be, she found and saw the girl, Karina, and she was alert. She was alert in her captive state. And Twitch, of course, had the whole threatening thing where if you scream, blah, 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 and then freed her and then shoved her on the top through all that refuse. When she came through, she was befuddled and dazzled. At the time, even with what my character and what I knew about Lace, I still just assumed that it was some sort of delayed effect somehow with the drug. That, Abel, which is the name of the Jaguar shapeshifter, had given it to her, and he had absconded with the vial. But Lace takes effect immediately. And she did have that hollow tooth, which I had observed and noted out. She dosed herself, while Twitch was pushing her through.
Oh yeah, that was the assumption I was working on the entire time.
Then why didn't you say anything?
I thought I did.
Because then the obvious extrapolation to go with that is
I thought that the lace was what she was going to end up delivering, and that she had it concealed within her somehow in order to make her part and parcel of the package.
Oh, shit.
I casually mentioned that because I thought it was obvious. I guess I should have kind of hammered on it a bit more.